Crooked. No. I'll save it.
Yeah. I know that's the thing. It doesn't look.
We'll do it live.
It looks crooked.
All right, Kale, when are we live? When are we gonna go live? Is
Crooked
it any second? Oh my God, we're live.
Hear us. That's the real
What
question.
is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go.
Let's go. Presented by Miller Lite. What time is it, boys? That's right. We're also right here in the Toyota Lounge. Driven by our Front Range Toyota Stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Rivalry night.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude. Finally,
man.
Jokic versus Maxey, dude.
Later in the week, Gobert versus Jokic. We're gonna get Sabonis versus Jokic tonight. And
Clash of the
versus
Titans.
Jokic.
Yeah.
Big
all
matchups.
the best bigs in the NBA.
Helping me break it all down. Harrison wins in the house.
I can't wait to see just two of the best go at it
Yeah.
tonight. Just two of the premier guys at their positions, Nikola Jokic and Gershon Yabusele.
Oh, boy,
I
dude.
cannot wait, man.
It's gonna be like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Over here we got D-Lag, the heartthrob of the 90s.
That's right. That's right, guys. Anybody that's attracted me in the 90s, hit me up back then, please. I could have used that desperately. Listen, guys, I was very excited about this game when I heard about it 2 years ago. I'm like, wow, every time the Nuggets and the 76ers play, it's going to be great. It hasn't been great one time in that entire span.
You know what's also funny about it is we were talking about Coach Prime calling Embiid out. Like,
Yeah.
I want to
To
see
his
if you cut
face.
to his face. He's like, all right, just kept not playing in Denver. Superstar Dev's
If
in the
Coach
building.
Prime can't get through to you, nobody will get through to you, I don't think.
True.
I'm pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am pissed. This is a game that truly we would all be excited for. This is one that everybody should gather around and hear about, watch as a family, and we get robbed of this opportunity every year. It's not right. Trifling.
You were saying, D-Line, you're not even excited for this game relative because there's been a lot of exciting games, and this one almost feels beneath the Nuggets.
It's not that it's beneath the Nuggets, but it's just like it shows how hollow the regular season can be.
The NBA has a problem, man. If you look, I was talking to Tim Layler today because the early game was Knicks-Nets. And then now you follow it up with Nuggets. Well, because if you look at the alternatives, there's no games tonight they're all bad. It's like the NBA does.
How are they
sometimes.
so bad at this?
I don't understand it either, especially because you figure college basketball just ended or football just ended.
Knicks,
You have
Nets.
other options: Portland versus Miami, Orlando versus Toronto.
Portland versus Miami, the front office rivalry.
Yeah, really. And then Washington versus the Lakers. Like, come on, man. There was not a single game on here that you could
rough.
package.
Rough
That-
slate.
are they also in rivalry week? I'm being serious.
It is rivalry week, so I would guess so. Yeah.
Maybe they are. But nonetheless, I am excited for this Nuggets game because the Nuggets right now have been a lot of fun, a lot of games in a row. What do you can tell us about this one, Harrison?
Well, let's get to the injury news first of all. Joel Embiid is out tonight. No surprise, we knew that. He's been out the last couple weeks and probably the next couple weeks too.
To be fair, he's really injured. I do think there's some years where it's like, oh, he missed one game.
That's-
And this one, he's actually broken.
But what if he plays in Philly in a week?
He probably will
He
because
will.
he's scheduled to be back by then.
He definitely will. but-
Interesting. Interesting.
No, I know. Now, at a certain point, we have to start to shift the conversation to, is Joel Embiid's career over?
Honestly, many people are wondering that very question.
Yeah.
I hope not.
But he
we
is
love
out.
to hate sports, hate Embiid, but I don't want him to be like broken.
Yeah, there
I
are a
hope he
couple
gets well.
guys for Philly who are on their injury report that are in. Paul George is playing. Yabusele is playing. So they'll have, most of their regulars, just no Embiid tonight. And then for the Nuggets, everybody, I believe, is good to go.
Darrell Holmes is back?
Not quite.
Oh,
Yeah, not
I thought
quite
you
yet.
said everybody.
Yeah. All the regulars are good to go in this game. Nuggets sticking with Russell Westbrook in that starting lineup with Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Michael Porter, and Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon playing off the bench.
Love it.
And warming up in some Mellow era white and baby blue Nugget shorts. I don't know if you saw that.
He and Dev's got the
Yeah, look at
blue
that.
and yellow. He's everybody.
These are called do the right things.
Ah, nice.
From the movie?
Yes.
From the movie.
All right, there you go.
Those are sweet. Michael Malone pregame. He actually spoke on Rivalry Week. He was asked about it. He was asked, Coach, are you as stoked about rivalry week as the rest of us?
They
He
asked him
said,
stoked.
what do you mean rivalry week? Is that what this is? And then I think Ryan Blackburn said back to him, that's what we're in right now for the NBA. Rivalry week. And Malone said, quote, really stoked.
Yeah, that's bull though.
Are you stoked?
They're the ones that are actually in the rivalry week. They
Right.
should at least know what it is to like try to get some type of push towards it. He doesn't even know that it's happening. It's pretty crazy.
First of all, Washington versus the Lakers is not a rivalry. How'd that game happen?
There's a lot.
I
None
don't
of those games
know.
make
Gotta
sense.
ask Adam Silver.
Is it like Kuzma? Like I'm like pulling at strings here, dude.
It probably
Like,
is.
They're like, you know what? This is
Wait.
big. This is beef.
the
man.
White House versus
No,
LA?
no, not
California?
gonna work. Not gonna work.
Oh, okay. No.
Not gonna work.
That was bad. Sorry. Also, Michael Malone was asked to talk about why he thinks rivalries have fizzled and if he has ever seen a rivalry while coaching with the Nuggets. He said, look, not off the top of my head. When I think of rivalries, I go
God.
back to my father's coaching when he was in New York. The
Bad
Knicks
Boys,
and the
Pistons,
Heat,
Knicks
Knicks
Heat.
and the Pacers.
Yeah.
That was hate. That was rivalry. When we were in Detroit and it was Detroit and Chicago, to me, that's what rivalry was. So
I swear
Michael
to God.
Malone doesn't really sense that there's that many rivalries in today's NBA.
He is like Woody on Toy Story. You pull
Yeah.
it. There's a snake in my boot. Like, I remember when I was with Knicks and Joe Van Gundy. He says it like 4 times a year.
Yeah. I don't think he would think Lakers and Wizards are a rivalry. But yeah, that's it for Michael Malone. Nuggets and 76ers tonight.
What? Game notes is already over? Here's the thing. They're on a 6-game losing streak. Their vibes are as bad as they possibly can be. I actually went through the math. I don't think they can make the playoffs.
The playoffs?
The Sixers. I don't think they can. Because if you look at it, they're 5 games behind Detroit for the 9 seed. 5 games. We're halfway through it. And they're not playing well, and they're still hurt. They have more injury, time without Embiid ahead of them. They could, in my opinion, climb to the 10 seed. But that means you have to win 2 road games to play the Cavs. I don't think they make the playoffs this year. It's kind of crazy to say we're only halfway through. I think halfway through the season and they're already done. And I think it's so much that I wouldn't be surprised if they made a major trade in a couple of weeks. Because what are you doing otherwise?
They also have the top 6 protected pick, I believe.
I think it's too late for that too,
They
though.
could really tank and try to hold on to.
So Jazz have 10 wins, Pelicans 12,
2,
Blazers 14,
3,
Washington 6,
4,
Raptors 10,
5,
Hornets 11,
6.
Nets 14.
So it might be tough to get into that top 6.
They can't guarantee they can get to the top 6 unless
Yeah.
they literally lose every game.
Damn.
That means that they would literally have to sit out everybody. Like, it's time to call the season on a lot of players at the same time.
Or trade them.
Or trade them, which they probably should do. It doesn't look like this is turning around, but we're not even at the All-Star game. We're not even at that's scary to know that the season is over. I don't trust their process.
You don't?
I do not. I've never trusted it.
I'll tell you one thing to be afraid of, though, tonight. Could this be their version of the bailout?
I mean, it could. And
Reggie Jackson's back.
Oh, God.
If we got a Reggie Jackson game against Denver, I'd be so furious.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you
Do they
can't.
have the chemistry and the vibes for even a potential bailout? I don't even know.
No, but you can't
maybe.
count out any NBA team
You
ever.
can't.
You really
Absolutely.
honestly can't.
Absolutely.
They have, Tyrese Maxey's an incredible player.
I agree.
Paul George is good.
Paul
Although
George
he's
is
having a bad
okay.
year, though, Tyrese Maxey.
Well, it's because
They actually hate him in Philly. They're not hate him.
They're turning on him
They've
a
turned
tiny
on
bit.
him on in Philly a little bit.
Well, they turn on everybody, but that was their guy.
You're not wrong.
That was their guy. Yeah, it's just
I've been in Philly a lot. I kind of know the temperature out there. They're mad.
I've spent a lot of time in Philly myself. I don't know if you remember. They've been mad the whole time. Let me key you a little secret. They are mad the whole time, always. They were saying that before that they were bad.
Even I was talking to even just some people, not even with PHOI, other people in Philly, and they're like, best outcome is Jalen Hurts blows it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's the best outcome? Like, we eat that up. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Yeah. No, it's like that out there. It's different out there.
It is a different breed. Yabusele versus Jokic?
Yeah, that's a matchup in this game. I mean, Yabusele, we remember him from the Olympics.
He was great.
He was great in the Olympics, and he's been great for Philly. Like, remember, he was the hot name coming out of the Olympics. Oh, will a team sign him? Philly signed him, and he's been amazing. Like, he's been huge for them this season. He's been good.
That's a guy I wouldn't mind. I don't know exactly how it works, but I would love to have him on the Nuggets, honestly.
Why?
Just I like how tough he is, and I love how we don't necessarily have to rely on Aaron Gordon to be your backline backup five. Like, I just liked it. I liked his game. I liked how tough he was against Team USA, or was it Team USA? No, it was against Team Serbia, right? Like
No, it was against Team USA.
Was it? Right. Okay.
Dunked on LeBron.
That's right.
Remember
That's
that?
right. Yes.
Crazy.
Anyway, he's just a guy that I had my eye on coming out of the Olympics, so I just like that guy.
Dev's like, nope, don't go to me on Yabusele.
I like Yabusele. I think he's found his way back into the league. I think it's dope when players can prove themselves, especially on the Olympic stage. That's a big one, and he's made the best of his opportunity. I would like him.
Maxey versus Murray could be an interesting matchup tonight. You know,
that one's fun.
Paul George has been a disappointment all year, but he's playing tonight. Like, he can get comfortable. He can go off. He's a Broncos fan.
I mean, I feel we talked about this before. I feel like it should be a natural rivalry between Embiid and Jokic and Jamal and Maxey. Like, those are two similar style. Like, that should be like the light and the dark version of the evil side and the light side of the force going against one another. But no, it's never going to happen for us.
Nonetheless, tonight, I don't want to call it a trap game. Denver does need to be a little bit better at home. 12-8 at home this year doesn't really make a lot of sense. You get this game, it's a classic letdown game because there is no Embiid, but the Nuggets have just been playing too well for that. I think tonight needs to be another process game, meaning they just need to go out there, make it routine, and dominate because they can.
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to the Nuggets of last year, the year before that, they took care of business against the trap games.
Yeah,
like it seemed like they had overcome that. Something that plagued them a little bit in the early Jokic years, you could say. This year, though, they've obviously had some terrible losses. We don't have to go through them.
Not for a while, though.
That's what I'm saying. Earlier in the season, like, that was a big thorn for this team. Like, they had these awful losses. As of late, though, they've been taking care of business more. And you've gotten some of the same feelings when you've gone into these games against these bad teams that you did over the last couple seasons.
We had a little bit of fun with this online today because it was 2019. I was in the building. It's one of my favorite regular season games I've attended in the Jokic era because that comeback, if you remember, I think it was 19 or 17 in the fourth. They come back.
Yeah, I think it was 19.
Jokic was dominant in the fourth quarter and hit a game winner. That building went crazy.
Will Barton, great in that game. I was watching the highlights of it.
And, but that was 2019, man. It was a whole different decade. And it made me, that's the headline question here. The Jokic-Embiid rivalry, in my opinion, is over. I don't even know if it can be renewed. I think it is a thing. Like, it's rare for a rivalry to have a winner and a loser. Usually it's like Avs, Red Wings, everybody kind of got a punch in and maybe edge goes here or there, but it was a rivalry. This is one that I just kind of think it's like, man, it played out. They each got an MVP. Jokic got 3 of them. One of them got a championship, and one of them really is going to be more remembered almost by not getting over the hump. The idea of, hey, this is the guy, and it isn't. And so I don't know. Do you agree with this, Dev, that the rivalry is just over?
Yeah, I think so. It's like a lot of those what could have been situation, and it sucks because Embiid hopefully still has plenty of basketball left in him, where you could try to build it up to be a rivalry. I mean, it's 2 of the marquee big men in this league going at it, and we've seen both of them get the best of each other. Like, it wasn't like it was a one-sided matchup. But when you look at longevity, when you look at how much one player has done compared to that other player, it just makes it very difficult. And then also to try to build off of it. If Jokic, say that they play next year or the year after that, if Jokic just continues to destroy them, you just always say, but I remember that one time. Like, it doesn't even become both-sided. But there's just more to it than just he didn't show up. Because, I think that really has ruined what it means to be a rivalry. It's not every single year. It's not 2 of them leading their teams to the playoffs and them getting to go at it. It does suck that you don't get to see them every single time get to have these marquee matchups.
I know. It should mean something, but it doesn't. It just doesn't. It doesn't have the juice.
Man, if he plays, though, in 10 days when they play again, are we going to be like, you know what? F it. This is a rivalry.
But really, like, Godzilla versus King Kong, the movie, they're on different sides of the world. So it's like the East versus West. They meet in the middle, and you have to go at it. And it was like, oh man, like they clawed to get to each other, and now they're here. We're all gonna watch it. You don't get that because one is just not showing up, and he's injured, so there's nothing there. But it doesn't become that. So it's not like they could team up. It just really becomes like, hey, it was fun while it lasted. Now we have to find a new rivalry for Jokic.
But the most obnoxious part about it is that Embiid has had good games against Jokic, but on home court,
on his turf,
on his turf, with under his circumstances, that he did play well against Jokic in the Olympics, which is neutral, but he's never come. In whatever 7 years, 6 years, not come into Jokic's world and shown that it doesn't matter where we play, I can take you every time. And so you're just left with it's just the only battle that's left is online. And I opt out.
But I honestly I think everybody opted out. I think Denver opted out, Philly opted out. We had a little fun online today, but the truth is it's like now there's no bite to it anymore. It's how I feel a little bit. And some of it is just the injuries to Embiid.
Yeah, when he ducked Jokic last year.
Yeah, that was the last one.
That was the last one and the worst one. I still cannot believe he pulled out of that game 5 minutes before tip-off. That was insane.
Nobody with their team knew what was going on either.
Yeah. So that might have been the end of it. But I don't know, man. If he plays in Philly in 10 days or whatever and has a monster game,
we're back.
I think we're kind of back.
Yeah.
And granted, Philly is probably not going to be good enough for the rivalry ever to really mean something again. We had always talked about if the Nuggets and 76ers met in the finals, that would be just an electric matchup. That would be a matchup where you got the two best big men in the NBA. That could, quote unquote, save the NBA, save basketball in a lot of ways. You feel like just the storylines, the buzz, how that series would play out. But yeah, it's difficult ever seeing it getting close to that.
Yeah. The Phoenix Suns made a move today. I don't know if you guys saw. Traded with the Utah Jazz. They had one first rounder to trade. They gave it up. But they got 3 in return. One good pick. Presumably 2031 Phoenix Suns. They look like they're going to be horrible once this ride is over. Right. So they give that up. And Utah gave a couple of picks that they had acquired from Cleveland. I don't even remember where the other one came from. I'm not actually sure. I don't know. We'll have to
probably
look.
Minnesota.
It might have been Minnesota, honestly. Truly, that might have been it. So they do that, but you sit there and do the Windhorst. Obvious in this one. It's not even hard. They're clearly trying to gear up because Jimmy Butler for Bradley Beal and 1 first. 3 firsts?
God.
So I look at this and I go, I think the Phoenix Suns are making a swing, and it's probably Jimmy Butler, but...
Oh, I hope it. Please, God, let that be it.
Why?
Empty your cupboards for Jimmy Butler. There's no chance that works. It's going to be beautiful. The Phoenix Suns will be set for the next 10 years.
Well, first of all, they're already screwed. So
what they need to do is trade all of their big 3 and beyond and get a bunch of draft picks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes, and then
start over.
They have to start over, but they won't because of the wild boy over there, Ishbia.
Doesn't it kind of feel like Matt Ishbia is just running a massive pump and dump that's going awry?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
This is just a big rug pull that he might actually get effed with.
Yeah.
Or he might end up losing money.
It does feel like they had pushed down this, it's going to be horrible. Then they trade more assets. It's going to be really horrible. And now it's are they even in the NBA? Do they get relegated to the G League at this state if they go south?
So, I do feel like this is setting up for a Jimmy Butler thing. And if you're the Suns, I'm kind of on the side of I would rather just trade for Jimmy Butler and let it play out instead of rebuilding.
I think they'd be good with Jimmy Butler.
I do too.
I don't know that they'd be.
They're not going to be good enough to win a championship.
I was going to say I don't think you can become a championship contender. But I look at them now and I'm like, they're toothless.
Totally.
And if you got Jimmy Butler for Bradley Beal, who by the way is not as an anchor to them, they need defense. I'd look at it and I'd go, they're at least scary.
Yeah, they are a little scary.
To season ticket holders.
If you trade Devin Booker, if you do that, what's even the point? You're the next time you'll be relevant in 3-4 years. They're
not currently relevant. They won't be relevant, and now they're definitely not going to be relevant.
So I would go the route they're trying to go, even if it's gonna set
Harrison's
them
a
up
wild boy down there.
for like a catastrophe in a couple of years. I mean,
What if they do get Butler and then he opts out the way he keeps telling everybody he's going to do to test free agency? Oh man, poor PHNX Suns.
but I mean, it does seem like a nice move from the Suns to trade that pick
What else can
again.
you do?
And again, like that might be the first overall pick in 2031, and then get 3 firsts to work with.
Speaking of picks, our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get 150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, I haven't bet since I was last on this show. I'm excited for this.
Was that like the day before yesterday?
Well, we didn't make bets. I went on the show. I'm saying for a pregame.
You guys did it? Because I think we swept. I sent them in. I think we swept last
I know, but I
game.
only do it communally,
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Well, luckily we're back. Nuggets come into this game as 12-point favorites. That's steep. That is just so steep.
It's a lot of points.
Expecting a blowout.
It's a lot of points.
I know that Philly was bad. I didn't think it was this bad.
Well, they've lost
That
6
is
in a row.
crazy. I'm not going to do the 12. That's just too much for me. It could go either way. I'm going to stay away. But I do like the over of 231. I think that Philly they have scores still. They have the ability to put the ball in the basket, and Denver wants to get out and run against these type of teams. It is rivalry week, so you know that they are going to try to score and put it up on them. 231 is too low for that. I'm expecting them to get to like 240-ish or something like that. So let's go with the over of 231. On Philly's side, Tyrese Maxey, he's their best player. He's going to take a ton of shots. They run their offense through him. The ball is always in his hands. I think he's going to be able to get 29.5 points. You can just circle him in for a 30 ball. I like Tyrese Maxey. He's good. Yabusele, who we've already been talking a bunch about. They don't have many other big man options. He's going to be able to play in this game. He plays well. He's a competitor. 10.5 points is too low for him. I'm going to take the over on that. I would also take Paul George over 4.5 assists if I had to go with an extra one. I like it. For the Nuggets side of things, we're going to go where we always start. Michael Porter Jr. three-pointers. This has been hidden. They've been putting this in like plus money. They just keep going up and down. They have no idea what to do with this one. I know what I'm going to do.
It's because of Michael Porter Jr., yeah.
I'm going to take it.
Okay.
Over 2.5 3-pointers. I like it. It's going to be our first lock of the game. Michael Porter Jr. assist, it has not been hitting. That's changing today.
Whoa.
It's at 1.5. We're going to get 2 assists. We got to get 2 assists. It can't just be him shooting it every single time. So I'm going to go with the assist. I'm going to also go with Christian Brown to make a single 3-pointer.
Ooh.
It's just
Man,
right
that's
there for the
bad
taking.
juice, man.
He knocked. That's not bad juice.
Minus 165?
Oh, then it went like around.
All right.
But yeah, I'll take that. To stick on Christian Brown, if you want one that you do like, you don't have to get the juice on it. Over 4.5 rebounds. This is at plus money. He had 11 rebounds last game. That never happened. That was a career high, huh? It had to be. He had a double-double with rebounds. Christian Brown has not been that type of rebounder. I'm sure that he understands that was one of his best games. I'm sure he got a lot of love from Coach Malone after that game of just going out there and leaving it all out there. He has to follow that up with at least 4.5 rebounds. I'm going to take the over. I'm going to also go with over Jamal Murray assist. 5.5.
Really?
Yeah, he shoots it a lot, but he also gets others involved. With that, he's trying to find a blend of both. Him and Tyrese Maxey, I think they are going to have some one-on-one, but he'll be having to drop it off a bit as well. So I'll go with the 5.5 assists. I'm going to go with Russell Westbrook over 11.5 assists plus rebounds. The combo. Westbrook is on the floor. He's doing a bit of everything. He could get this an assist alone. He could try to get a triple-double. So 11.5 is just way too low if you think about that. So I'm just going to go with that side. For our defensive bet, last game, Jokic had 3 blocks, 3 steals.
But he didn't.
They have his defensive bet at 1.5 stocks. I would put this as a juicer. It does have high juice, but I would add this on as an add-on to it, like a parlay, just to throw it in there. It's 1.5 stocks for Joker, who just had 6 of those. Sign me up. It's a bit too easy. And for our lock, we're gonna go with the Jokic triple-double.
Oh, I love it. It's plus money, isn't it?
It's plus 125. I really do. I wanted to go with the assist at 9.5. Whenever I go with over 9.5 assists, I might as well get the juice that comes with a triple double. He's also been picking these up in the third quarter. I expect him to play 3 quarters in this one at least. I'm gonna go with the triple double on this.
Man,
Nice.
I kind of feel it. I am curious how this game goes, though.
I know.
Like what is Denver's energy level? It's been very focused and good lately. I'm curious for it.
Yeah, I think that the Nuggets, I'm hoping, are in a place where it's not about the other team. It's about them. I think that they are interested in building, and so I don't think it matters that who they're lining up against. I hope. So yeah, I expect a good one.
All right, everybody, we have some super chat scale.
Couple of them.
It's okay. That's what he
This
said.
one comes from Chris Peters. That rivalry ended when Jokic won a title.
I mean, I believe that's true.
Elliot Baker, Kyle Newbeck, and
Hey, that's our guy, man. That's our
Shout out to
guy.
Kyle.
Shout out Kyle.
Big Honey. Anyone see Drew Hanlen's response to Embiid's ducking? No, and I don't really care.
I mean, yeah. Why would I look for that?
Elliot Baker, Drew Hanlen just literally published a book called Stop Bullshitting Yourself, a book about Embiid stuff.
Man, we really hate Drew Hanlen. That's the only hatred left. The real rivalry,
guy-
us versus Drew Hanlen.
That guy earned it. There's
he gets
no
it
bigger
too. He sucks.
jackass
I know, he sucks.
in the world today,
Yeah, he
the
sucks.
online today.
LeBron's hairline. What's up with the Suns Utah trade? Highway robbery?
For who?
We'll see.
I don't understand how
We'll
they did
see
that though.
in
I don't know how to understand how you trade one first round pick, you get 3. I mean,
Well, because there are 3 bad ones.
but I know, but they're just hoping.
Would you rather have a pick you believe is top 5 or 3 that you think are going to be bottom 5?
Well,
I think 1 top 5, man.
I think if you're Utah, you want the top 5. If you're
Yeah.
Phoenix, you want the 3.
the 3 because they're 3
well, for
pieces.
sure, but
Yeah.
it feels like a strange whatever.
It feels
I
like
don't know.
something the Nuggets should do.
I think
That's what I mean.
To be honest.
You have to know who's good in college right now. There were some bad top picks this last draft.
Yeah.
This one might be worse. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who
who
knows?
knows, man. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're going to go watch this game. Hit that like button on the way out. See you on the other side.
We all silly like the mayor.